Okay, my topic is over nursing. I want my audience to understand nursing and how it affects the world that we live in. The field of nursing will continue to grow as the years go on. There will always be a need for nursing due to its never-ending cycle of patient care. Although I'm not an expert on nursing, I do know the importance that it has on the people in the world. Nursing is not just about taking care of sick people, but instead it's so much more than that. Today I will be talking to you about the history of nursing, HIPAA, which is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and patient care. Although nursing has been around for a while, the first formal nursing training programs weren't invented until 1872. Florence Nightingale was the founder of modern nursing, raised the standards for nursing after she walked into a hospital, and she did this by educating nurses. Elizabeth Blackwell was the first female to graduate from medical school, which led her to create a nursing course to help train nurses that were in the U.S. Army. Nurses were made to provide patients with the care that they asked for or that is required by a doctor. Now that we have talked about history of nursing, we're going to talk about the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. HIPAA was enacted by the 104th Congress and was signed by President Bill Clinton in 1996. Violations of HIPAA include texting, social media, mishandling of records, illegal access of patient files, or any breaches. The four main purposes of HIPAA are privacy, health information, security of electronic records, administrative simplification, and insurance portability. HIPAA protects the privacy of patients and allows patients to obtain copies of their health information. Now that we have talked about the history of nursing and HIPAA, let's discuss the patient care part of nursing. Nurses help patients focus on meeting their physical, social, and emotional and spiritual needs. Some ways that nurses can show patient care include smiling, making eye contact, greet patients by their first name, listen closely, carry out any requests they may have, and answer any questions. Nurses operate on the 6 C's known as care, compassion, competence, communication, courage, and commitment. In order to meet the needs of patient care, nurses need to observe and monitor the patient and record any relevant information to aid in treatment options. In conclusion, you have learned about nursing and how it affects many lives. The thought of nursing is so much more than taking care of sick people, but it is also about meeting the needs of the patient. I have told you about the history of nursing, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which is known as HIPAA, and how patient care is to work. After all this information, nursing is something that will always be a necessity in our world, and it will never disappear.